the 11 meteorologist on WBAL News Radio 1090 and FM 101.5.
Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Call Hello Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashim Makakwadash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and salutations to you brothers that's pushing this word in truth and sincerity. Okay, so I'm back with another video. As you can see on the screen, um, you have a king of Edom. Okay, this is a depiction of Hadad the Edomite. Okay, which right here you can see it says Baal Haman. Now, when you go into the book of Chronicles, let me get it real quick. This is First Chronicles 1 and 5. It says, and when Baal Hanan was dead, Hadad reigned in his stead, and the name of the city was Pa'ah, and his wife's name was Mehetabel, and daughter of Matred, the daughter of Mizahab. Okay, so basically this is chronicology. Basically, this is the chronicle of the rulers, okay, in Edom. Okay, now there were wars between King David, Joab, okay, and the children of Edom and the other nations, as King David was going to establish the kingdom of Israel so that Solomon would sit, okay, and reign on the throne. Okay, and the history of Hadad the Edomite, when you go into it, his father was slain, okay, and he fled into Egypt. Okay, there he would dwell in Egypt, okay, until King David till King David died, basically, because King David and Joab, they were slaying the Edomites and their lives were sought. Okay, his life was sought. Okay, because his father was slain. All right, so Hadad died also, and the dukes of Edom were Duke Timnah, Duke Aliyah, Duke Jehath. So in Edom, they had dukes. Okay, they ultimately went to set up their king, but they had dukes. Okay, now the word for duke is Allah Alawap, I believe, and in the Hebrew, and that means tame, docile, friend, intimate, but it mainly means chief. Okay, so they had chiefs. Okay, now you can go to the book of Genesis, the 36th chapter, when you want to go into the lineage of Edom, but it goes into their dukes. Okay, when you go into Genesis 36 and 40, okay, and here goes Baal Hanan. All right, basically it goes into this Genesis 36 and 39. It says, and Baal Hanan, the son of Ikbor, died, and Hadar reigned in his stead. Okay, and the name of the city was Pau, and his name was and his wife's name was Mehetabel, the daughter of Metred, the daughter of Mizab, which we just read that in the Chronicles. Okay, it says, and these are the names of the dukes that came of Esau according to their families after their places by their names: Duke Timnah, Duke Alva, Duke Jethath. Okay, and it goes on down. Okay, all right, the different dukes in Edom. Okay, and we know that Esau is the so-called white man, so they go back. They had their different chiefs. Okay, they set up their kings. Okay, and they ultimately rebelled against Israel. Now let's go into the story, okay, of Hadad. All right, now this is 1 Kings 11 and 12. It says, notwithstanding in thy days I will not do it for David thy father's sake, but I will rend it out of the hand of thy son. Howbeit, it says, howbeit, I will not rend away. I will not rend away all the kingdom, but will give one tribe to thy son for David my servant's sake, and for Jerusalem's sake, which I have chosen. And the Lord stirred up an adversary unto Solomon, Hadad the Edomite. He was the king's seed in Edom. Okay, so when children of Israel went off, starting with the King Solomon, the Lord stirred up an adversary. Okay, and that adversary was Hadad the Edomite. Okay, he was of the seed of Edom. For it came to pass when David was in Edom, and Joab the captain of the host was gone up to bury the slain after he had smitten every male in Edom. Okay, so it was in the history of Israel. We had these Edomites in subjection. Okay, under King David, Joab, okay, his captain under King Solomon. But back on the time of King Solomon, the Most High raised up the Edomites and they rebelled. Okay, it says for 6 months did Joab remain there with all Israel until he had cut off every male in Edom. That Hadad fled, he and certain Edomites of his father's servants with him, to go into Egypt, Hadad being yet a little child. So when Hadad was a little child, the slaughter of the Edomites was taking place, and Hadad and the servants of his father's house fled into Egypt. All right. It says, and they arose out of Midian and came to Paran, and they took men with them out of Paran, and they came to Egypt unto Pharaoh king of Egypt, which gave him an house and appointed him victuals and gave him land. And Hadad found great favor in the sight of Pharaoh, so that he gave him to wife the sister of his own wife, the sister of Tappanes the queen. And the sister of Tappanes bare him Genubath, his son, who Tappanes weaned in Pharaoh's house, and Genubath was in Pharaoh's household among the sons of Pharaoh. So here you have the seed of Esau being raised up in the house of Pharaoh, okay, which is the seed of Hadad. All right, and when Hadad heard in Egypt that David slept with his fathers, and that Joab the captain of hosts was dead, Hadad said to Pharaoh, let me depart, that I may go to my own country. Then Pharaoh said unto him, but what hast thou lacked with me, that behold, thou seekest to go to thine own country? And he answered, nothing, howbeit, let me go in any wise. And Yahweh stirred him up another adversary, Rezon the son of Eladad, which fled from his lord Hadazer, king of Zobah. It says, and he gathered men unto him and became captain over a band when David slew them at Zobah, and they went to Damascus and dwelled therein and reigned in Damascus. And he was an adversary to Israel all the days of Solomon. Besides the mischief that Hadad did, he abhorred Israel and reigned over Syria. Okay, so that's a little history going into the Lord raising up adversaries, okay, to King Solomon. Because when King Solomon, he had peace, okay, until he went off, all right, towards the end of his life, towards him sinning and worshiping the gods, okay, of his wife, of his concubines. All right, now this goes into a little bit into the history of Edom, okay, of Esau. When you go in Job 30:1, it says, but now they that are younger than I have me in derision, whose fathers I would have disdained to have set with the dogs of my flock. Yea, whereto might the strength of their hands profit me, in whom old age was perished? For want and famine they were solitary, fleeing into the wilderness, in former time desolate and waste. It says, who cut up mallows by the bushes and juniper roots for their meat. They were driven forth from among men. They cried after them as after a thief, to dwell in the clefts of the valleys, in the caves of the earth, and in the rocks, Among the bushes they brayed, under the nettles they were gathered together. They were children of fools, yea, children of base men. They were viler than the earth. And now am I their song, yea, I am their byword. And guess what? The transition started, okay, around the time of King Solomon. The Lord started to stir up, okay, the heads of Edom. All right, starting with Hadad. Okay, so and this is a depiction of Hadad the Edomite. Okay, or this could have been Baal Haman, which would have been his predecessor, the person that was before him. Okay, a ruler. And guess what? This looks like it reminds me of Abraham Lincoln. Okay, so these Edomites try to say that Esau was done away with, which he's not. Okay, Esau is not done away with. Now let's go into Ezekiel 25 real quick, and let's see where we at. Where are we? Ezekiel 25 and 12. All right. Esau 25 and 12. It says, "Thus saith the Lord power, because that Edom have dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance, and have greatly offended and revenged himself upon them." Yeah, because one of the reasons why our slavery was so brutal, okay, and our treatment was so brutal, was because at one time we had these Edomites in subjection. Okay, we had these Edomites in subjection under King David. Okay, and you had King Amaziah. All right, hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna call you right back. I'm doing something. I'm gonna call you right back. I'm doing something. Okay, bye. Yeah, so it says thus saith the Lord power, because that Edom have dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance, and have greatly offended and revenged himself upon them. Therefore thus saith the Lord power, I will also stretch out my hand upon Edom, and will cut off man and beast from it, and I will make it desolate from Teman, and they of Dedan shall fall by the sword. Yeah, so it was a time in our history where the Most High set up the kings of Israel to basically slaughter, okay, the Edomites. All right, and Esau is basically in this time of vengeance. All right, this is 1 Chronicles 18 and 12. It says, "Moreover, Abishai, the son of Zeruiah, slew of the Edomites in the valley of Salt 18,000 men, 18,000. And he put garrisons in Edom, and all the Edomites became David's servants. Thus the Lord preserved David wheresoever he went." So a lot of the hell that Jake is catching at the hands of Esau, it goes back to the avenging. Okay, Esau has a natural perpetual hatred, and they're basically serving revenge, okay, for what happened to them in the course of history, because they know the history, man. All right, here's another one in 2 Samuel 8 and 14, which mirrors what I just read in the book of Chronicles. Now here, let's get an example of a king, okay, real quick. And this is part of the reason why we got jacked up, okay. Let me see where we at. Yeah, this is King Amaziah. This is 2 Chronicles 25 and 19. It says, "Thou sayest, Lo, thou hast smitten the Edomites, and thine heart lifted up to boast. Abide now at home. Why shouldest thou meddle to thine hurt, that thou shouldest fall, even thou and Judah with thee?" But Amaziah would not hear, for it came of Yahweh, that he might deliver them into the hand of their enemies, because they sought after the gods of Edom. Okay, so here is this King Amaziah. He slayed the Edomites, but then went and worshiped the gods of Edom. Okay, he went and worshiped the gods of Edom. All right, so just a little history on Hadad the Edomite, and you know, that's the basics of this video. The history of Hadad the Edomite, and we went into a little bit of history of our people, the nation of Israel in particular, King David and King Joab slaying the Edomites, putting them in subjection. When you take down a nation and you put a garrison, okay, in their land, that nation is a subordinate to you. Okay, and this proves that the nation of Edom was in captivity. All right, they're not the great people, okay, that everybody believes them to be. They're just in power right now. But the Lord raised them up, okay, to be in their position, and it started around the time of King Solomon with this king Hadad, which means mighty in the Hebrew. Hadad, King Hadad, Malak Hadad, Bon Esau, Edom, Aduam. Okay. So with that, I just want to give all praises. Call halal Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashim Akakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to you brothers that's pushing this word in sincerity and truth. Shalom.